So, I've talked to you guys about saying inappropriate things, correct? About Kevin, you like to say stuff like, I'm going to shoot you, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to do this.
No, it's just sometimes it's in a game.
Well, even if it's in a game, and I've told you guys, if we can keep it in the game, let's keep it in the game. I would rather you guys not play with stuff like that, right? And, you know, Matthew, we had an incident at the airport where you mentioned something about bombing an airplane or something because we were upset at them for our delayed air flight, right? So, and last night you guys heard me on the phone talking to a lot of people. You know, my phone was definitely busy. I was definitely on my phone a lot, sending text messages and different sorts of messages, correct? And Matthew, you kind of picked up on that. And you asked me, you know, what's going on, Mom? What, you know, even though I was trying to be a little bit secretive, which I don't, you know, I don't like keeping secrets from you guys, and this is why we're talking. And so, you know, a lot of times when I talk to you guys, I tell you that, right? I say, you know, there's a lot of mean people already in this world. Why don't we be the change and be the good people, right, Kevin? And I've told you guys a lot of that stuff. You know, like there was a shooting in Florida. There was a shooting in a theater. You guys have heard all these stories about people going, you know, to schools. Yes.
There was a shooting in a theater?
Yes, a long time ago. So,
Abraham Lincoln.
So it was not Abraham Lincoln, puppy. It was another. It was people. It was at a nightclub. It's just been happening a lot. And I've told you, and we've talked about it, right? And I said, you know, I want you guys to grow up and be great people and make a change in this world for a positive, not for something negative like killings. Well, last night or yesterday afternoon, and I think you guys were still in school, there was a Twitter message posted, and it said that they were going to go and shoot the schools, and they mentioned your guys' schools because they said Alum Rock School District. As a parent, I was very afraid. I'm not going to lie. I was scared. I was nervous. I kept debating whether I should send you guys to school or not. I kept, you know, playing different scenarios in my head.
We are brave.
You guys are very brave, and I appreciate that. And I think because you're brave, you make me brave. And, well, listen, this is why I want to talk to you, because I know that you're very brave, and I understand that. But when it comes to a situation like this, Kevin, I don't want you to be brave. I want you to run and run away fast. Run away from that situation, because you're not stronger than a bullet. You're not stronger than somebody coming in with a rifle that's going to shoot a bunch of bullets all at once. So you need to run and hide. You can't be a hero. You can't be trying to save anybody. You can't be trying to go and kill the guy. It doesn't work like that in real life. It might work like that in your video games. It might work like that when you're doing some role playing with your brother. But real life doesn't work like that, okay, papi? And getting shot in the leg or in your foot or something, and you guys are little. You're little humans. You're tiny little people.
Well, you could... Big people could handle it if someone shoots someone in the knee.
Well, maybe, but but listen, that other big person has to know how to handle a weapon, right? And not a lot of people can handle a weapon. Not a lot of people are afraid of guns. They don't want to touch a gun. They feel like if they touch a gun, they're going to get shot themselves. So it has to be somebody who knows what they're doing, has been around guns, can manage a gun. Not just anybody. So we're going to school. We're going to be extra vigilant. We're going to kind of look around. See, maybe, does that car belong here? Does that person belong here? You know, I'm going to stick around at your school just to make sure. They did talk to the police officers. And you got to think, you know, give Miss Gonzalez a hug. Give Miss Olga a hug. They were working really hard last night, getting a lot of calls from people and parents that were concerned and scared. I don't work for the school. And my phone was just going crazy. Still this morning, I woke up to 10 messages from 10 different parents asking me, what are you going to do? Are you taking your kids to school? Are you going to the school? And I said, yes, we're going. Because one, I don't want us to live in fear. I don't want you guys to live in fear thinking that somebody's always going to attack you. Do I want you to be alert? Heck yes. Be very alert. Be very on point. And if you see something, if you hear one of the kids saying, I want to shoot somebody up, say something. Your school is still very young. You guys have a lot of young kids in your school. That might not be that might not be an issue, but you know, just be aware. Hear, listen, you know, open your ears. Be aware of any situations that might happen, that might occur. Be aware of anybody that might just want to come and do you harm, you know? And if you do see any of that, please do open your mouth, say something. You know, we live in a society now where people think, you know, oh, we could kill, we could do this. And, you know, a lot of the reason why I always tell you guys, I want us to go to church. I want us to do stuff. Because when I was growing up, boys, I was afraid of not only disappointing my parents, but I was afraid of disappointing God. And whether you want to believe in God or not, that's your choice.
Nacho Libre, his buddy that's in tag team
Mm-hmm.
in wrestling, he only believes in science, not God.
And that's fine, but I want to start teaching you guys to be more respectful, to be more understanding, to be more on the good side versus the bad side. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So today, let's be at school. Let's try to be as positive and as happy as we can be. You know, I already see a lot of kids coming into class, into school, and they're walking alone. Their parents aren't with them. So that shows me that they're very confident and they feel safe, which is what I want you guys to do. The superintendent worked really, really hard to, you know, work with the police officers, work with everybody. They even called Twitter. They made sure that post was taken off. They made sure that the police did their investigation as to where this might have stemmed from. You know, and we weren't the only school. The big schools got a message too. So, you know, let's just try to be better people. You guys think we could do that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have any questions for me?
No.
Are you any concerns?
I don't know.
Do we know if we're gonna do anything if something were to happen?
Hide?
Hide. Good.
Run?
Run away.
I would hide in the bathroom.
I would just say jump a fence and run away. You guys know the way home, right?
Yep.
You cross that bridge and you go home. Be careful that you don't get hit by a car. You be careful, but you just try to run away. And as soon as you get to a phone,
If someone tries running us over, then we could go like...
no being nothing, no jumping, no nothing. But you guys, as soon as you get to a phone, you call me. You let me know where you're at so that we're not looking for you frantically.
But we don't know your number.
Well, we're going to have to start learning it. You knew it last year.
Grandma did it.
Okay, guys?
Okay.
And always know that I love you guys very, very much. And I will never put you in harm's way. If I thought this was a legit, real threat to you guys, I would definitely not have you at school. Today, this morning, we're going to talk to the principals. And we're going to try to figure out measures and things to do. Because you guys know how much issues I have with the parking here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys know that it drives me crazy, that I hate that people pile up. I don't like that there's nobody can get in and out because everybody's piled up and parked and they park in the red zone. That to me is very dangerous, because if we did have a situation where there was a live shooter here, guess what? We're all stuck. Or people are running over kids that are trying to escape because they're trying to get their cars out of the way. It would be such a hot mess. So, you know, we're going to all work together. I think as parents, teachers, and kids, we could all work together and manage this. I think we could figure out how to safely have you guys at school. I think that if we start talking to new friends, people that you guys don't know, and making friends with them and making them feel welcome, you will lessen the bullying. You will lessen kids that think nobody likes me and I want to shoot somebody, you know. And if you're friendly with these people, that maybe you see somebody that sits in the cafeteria by themselves all the time, maybe you go and talk to them and say, hey, can I have lunch with you? What's your name? Can we be friends? You know, because usually what they're starting to notice is that it's the trend of kids that nobody wants to be friends with. Nobody wants to talk to them. It would make you really sad if you didn't have any friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys would be so brokenhearted and devastated. Well, then on top of that, add everything else that's going on in society, all the stresses, all this, you know, you hear about the shootings, you hear about all this stuff.
They don't have cousins too?
Maybe they don't have cousins. We don't know. So, you know, let's try to work together, and let's try to be friendly, and let's try to be good people. And I think together as a community, we will get through this. Correct? And always remember how much I love you.
Huh?
Always remember how much I love you.
Okay.
Let's rock and roll.
How much minutes